Hi, guys. Happy Sunday, or whatever day you're watching this if you're not watching the live. But if you are watching the live, hello, hola. So I'm gonna be honest, I really don't have a lot of time today, and I'm going on live a little later than usual. Long story short, I was distracted by my mother. We had some amazing bonding time this morning, but at the same time, it completely threw my day off. I started my day super late because we was just talking each other's ear off. So I was almost like, I'm not even going to be able to go on live because my whole day was thrown off track because me and my mom was, having our mother daughter time bonding, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I plan on going live around 3 o'clock. And it starts getting dark outside, probably around like 6 ish. I was like, let me hurry up and go live before it gets dark. But yeah, I almost didn't go live because I'm like, I don't have time. But something in my spirit was like, we need to get this message out here today. Because at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna just go live on Tuesday. But something in my spirit was like, no, somebody needs to hear this message today. And the message is no matter if people don't like you, never conform. Never conform. Never try to be something you're not in order to get people to like you or accept you. Because here's the thing, when it's all said and done, when it's your time to go, you're going by yourself. So anybody that you're conforming to, make them like you. At the end of the day, they're irrelevant. They don't matter because the only person's opinion of you that truly matters outside of God is yours. How you feel about yourself should be more important than how anybody else feels about you. So, yeah, don't change who you are in order to please somebody else or conform to what somebody else wants you to be. Because the people who are meant to be in your life will accept you for who you are and love you for who you are. And here's the thing, humans are social creatures by nature. So it's normal to want to be accepted by other people. But when you base your value and your worth off whether this person likes you, that person likes you, that shows that you don't really love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, if you don't like yourself, you don't need to be worrying about anybody else liking you or disliking you because, like I said, the most important person's opinion of you is yours. So, yeah, humans are social creatures by nature. So, you wanting to be accepted by people, that's normal. But at the same time, the reality is, no matter what your personality is, no matter what personality type you have, you could be the most laid back, chill person. It's going to be somebody that doesn't like you. You could be goofy and childlike and playful. It's going to be somebody who doesn't like you. Like, no matter what your personality type is, somebody is going to dislike you. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. That's just the reality. And think about it this way, Jesus was perfect, perfect. And there was still people that hated Jesus. There was people that didn't just dislike him, they hated him, even though Jesus was perfect. So that's another reason why never conform to, even when it comes to relationships, never conform in order to be with somebody. If you can't be yourself with that person, that's not your person. If you have to filter yourself, if you have to hide any part of yourself, that's not your person. The person God has for you, you're going to feel at home with. You're going to feel free with. But if you have to conform and, oh, let me not show this side of myself because it might be too much for this person, that's not your person. And here's the thing, if you're a very welcoming, accepting person, like me, for example, I don't care what somebody's personality type is. If somebody's more quiet and introverted, I respect that. If somebody's loud and goofy, I respect that too. If somebody's mysterious and keeps to themselves, I respect that. If somebody's super animated, I like however you are, however God made you, whether you're weird or quirky or whatever, however God made you. Me personally, I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, I don't like her, she's too loud, or I don't like her, she's too goofy, or I don't like her, she's too quiet. In order for me to say I don't like somebody, they have to be a mean person. If you're mean, if you're evil, if you're talking down to people, you have a bad attitude, that's the only time I will say I dislike somebody. But just because somebody has a different personality than me, I'm not going to look down on them or judge them or be like, oh, I don't like them. So when I come across people who are like that, who are super critical and like, oh, I don't like her because she's too loud, or I don't like her because she's too goofy, or I don't like her because she's too quiet, or I don't like her because I like anytime I come across people like that, it disappoints me. And especially when it's directed to me. Like, there's people who don't like me for no reason, just for me being myself. Just because I'm going to be real. I don't know if it's because I'm an Aries or what, but for some reason, some people I just rub the wrong way. Like, they cannot stand me, even though I've done nothing to these people. I'm like, well, like I said, I'm a very welcoming, accepting person. I'm super goofy. I'm super accepting and playful and childlike. So when I come across people who dislike me because of that, I'm just like, damn. And there's been times where I'm like, man, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I need to be more quiet. Maybe I need to be more mysterious. Maybe I need to stop being so goofy. Like, I'm gonna be real. When I was younger, I used to always have this silent thought. If I could just be like Aaliyah, if I could just be like Sade, I would be perfect. Everybody would love me. And like, cause I'm a super big fan of Aaliyah and Sade. Cause I just look at them, I'm like, wow, they're so mysterious and laid back. And I'm just like, man, it seems like everybody loves them. The singers, Aaliyah and Sade. Those are my idols. But not idols. Lord, please forgive me. Those are women that I just really am a big fan of. But I was like, man, it seems like everybody loves Aaliyah. Everybody loves Sade. Like, it's like they just seem perfect. I wish I could be more like them. So I tried to be more quiet and more mysterious. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk real soft and I'm going to just be real, just like, and it didn't work. Long story short, that shit did not work. And I'm just like, even me trying to be like that, I felt like I was killing a part of myself, and I felt trapped. Like, I didn't feel free. Cause it's like I'm trying to force myself to be something I'm not. And that's when I had to realize, Kyla, just because certain people dislike you, just for being who you are, just they don't like your personality for whatever reason, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Just because somebody doesn't like you, they don't like your personality, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. A lot of times, it's something wrong with them. A lot of times, you trigger things in people that makes them uncomfortable. And they think they don't like you, but they're actually envious of you. And they subconsciously wish they could be like you. So that's when I had to realize, Kyla, if you're naturally a goofy person, if you're naturally energetic and you're passionate when you talk, like, if that's how God made you, there's nothing wrong with that. Just because somebody else doesn't like it, or some people might feel like it's too much. Like, I've heard that before. She's too much. Like, oh my gosh, she's intense. Okay, it is what it is. Like, this is who I am. This is how God made me. There's a difference between a personality trait and a character flaw. Me being goofy and playful and passionate and fiery, that's not a character flaw. That's just who I am. That's how God made me. But an actual character flaw is me being impatient. I'm gonna be real. I am not the most patient person. I'm a lot more patient than I used to be because God's been working on me. But I'm still slacking in the patience department. If I was to tell somebody, oh, I'm just an impatient person, that's just who I am. That's not who I am. That's a character flaw that I need to work on. Or even another example, I ain't gonna lie, I have the tendency to give unsolicited advice to the people close to me. And it's probably because I'm so used to people coming to me for advice. So I'm just like, anytime people, blah, anytime people come to me with a problem, I automatically give them advice. But sometimes they be like, I didn't ask you for advice. Like, I didn't ask you. And I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. So sometimes, like I said, that's a character flaw that I have too. But I'm not going to be like, oh, this is just who I am. I just give unsolicited advice. That's just who I am. No, that's a character flaw that you actually need to work on. But as far as your actual personality, like I said, if you are a more quiet person, don't force yourself to talk just because people be like, oh, what's wrong with you? Why are you not talking? Why are you so quiet? If that's naturally who you are, then be who you are. Don't be like, oh, well, people say I'm too quiet, so I'm going to force myself to have conversations with people, even if I'm uncomfortable. No, if you're naturally a quiet person, be a quiet person. If you're naturally a loud person, I I have times where like all my life I feel like I be getting so loud, but that's because I'm a very fiery, passionate person. That's who I am. That's how God made me. For whatever reason. When I try to tone it down, anytime I say to myself, Kyla, we gonna tone it down. It always comes out. I'm never able to contain it. I'm never able to suppress who I really am. And I had to realize, Kyla, because there's nothing wrong with you. Why are you ashamed of who you are just because you don't fit in everybody's box? And that was another thing that I struggle with too. I have a very I'm a very unique person. Like I have many different sides to me. I'm super goofy. I'm super playful. I'm super childlike. But at the same time, I have moments where I'm quiet. Sometimes I'm just quiet and I just like to observe. But then at the same time, it's like I'm introverted, but at the same time, I'm outgoing because look at what I'm doing right now. And like, even though I'm an introvert, I constantly have conversations with random strangers all the time. I'm the type of person, I usually don't speak first unless I'm spoken to. But once you speak to me, I'm going to be very talkative. I'm very friendly. I'm very open. I'm very welcoming. But at the same time, I'll be liking my space. I like to keep to myself. And then it's like, I love God. I love Jesus, but I'm not religious. I'm very free spirited. I'm very open minded. Then it's like, I kind of have a potty mouth. Like, I'm pretty much like Peter in the Bible. I'm like the female Peter. I got a potty mouth, and sometimes I got a little bit of a temper. But at the same time, I'm a sweetheart. Like, I'm super loving, super empathetic. So it's like, and then it's like 1 minute I might be listening to some gospel music. The next minute I might be listening to Sade. The next minute I might be listening to 21 Savage. Like the next minute I might be listening to Glorilla. Then I'm going back to gospel music. Like I have so many different sides to me, so many different layers. And believe it or not, that used to be an insecurity of mine because I'm like, I feel like I don't fit in a box. Like I feel like I'm all over the place, and I feel like there's not a man out there that's going to be able to match that. Like, I don't feel like there's a man out there that would be able to handle all those different sides to me. So I'm like, man, in order for me to get my husband, get my dream husband, I'm gonna have to tone down my goofiness. I'm gonna have to be more mysterious and more quiet and not be so fiery. But then God was like, are you okay? That's who you are. Why would you think I would want you to be with somebody that you can't fully be yourself with? So God had to check me like, excuse me, if I made you, if you exist, that means there's another man, there's a man out there that exists for you. So God had to remind me, if you exist, he exists. Don't think you too special and unique to where there's no man out there out of 8 billion people, 7, 8 billion people. Half of those 7, 8 billion people are men. If you don't think there's one man out there for you, you don't really know me. You don't really believe in me. That's literally what God had to tell me and check me and remind me. Because that has been an insecurity of mine. Like, man, I have so many different sides to me. Like, I don't just fit in the Christian box. But then it's like, even though I'm a free spirit, I still have my standards. Like, I'm a free spirit, but I'm abstinent. Like, and even though I'm a free spirit, I don't play about the Lord. Like, so I'm like, man, I have all these different sides to me. They're like, I can't, I feel like there's no man that would match that. Like, but God had to remind me, if I made you as unique as you are, why would you think I wouldn't make a man that is your counterpart? So yeah. And like I said, when it comes to dating, if you come across a person that you think you want to be with, but you can't be yourself with that person, that's not your person. That's not the person God has for you. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I'm looking at my notes. Um, See, me doing that, that's just me being myself. That might annoy some people. Some people might be like, oh, she's doing too much, or oh, she's weird. Okay, well then just turn the channel. If you don't like what you see, if you don't like what's coming out of my mouth, you don't like my personality, just turn the channel. I didn't ask you to be here, but if you are here, hello. And I love you, and I'm so grateful that you want to listen to me share these random messages that God gives me. And I just be like, Lord, I don't feel like talking today. I just want to be quiet. But then he's like, no, what did I ask you to do? What did I tell you to do? And I'm like, oh, okay, God, all right. But then it's like something in my spirit is like, we have to do it. Like, I am not going to feel fulfilled if I don't put this message out here. But if it was up to me, I would never talk. I would just be quiet. That's the irony. That's the irony of my personality. Outside of me talking in these videos and being so like loud and stuff, outside of that, I spend a lot of time by myself and I just be quiet. Like, that's why it's like I feel like I don't fit in a box. Like, literally, I'm a mixture of everything. And like I said, that used to be an insecurity of mine. Because I'm like, man, like, I feel like I have to fit in a box. If I say I believe in Jesus, I have to be a Christian. I have to fit in the Christian box. If I'm goofy and playful and childlike, I can't have moments where I'm just quiet and just to myself and serious. But then I'm like, Kyla, God made you all these different things for a reason. So instead of trying to conform and be boring, be yourself. And here's the thing, the people who are not meant to be in your life, if you being yourself scares them away, they're not, that's because they weren't meant to be in your life. The people who are meant to be in your life, you're going to be able to be yourself, and it's not going to scare them away. It's not going to be too much for them. So, yeah, like I said, if it's a character flaw, that's something you need to work on. You shouldn't just be like, oh, that's just who I am. No, that's not how God made you or created you or wanted you to be. That's who you've been programmed to be or conditioned to be due to trauma or whatever else. But that's not who you are. That's something that you need to work on. But like I said, whatever your personality is, or say if you're nerdy, say if you're a super nerdy person and you feel like, oh, no woman's gonna be attracted. Like, say if you're a guy, you're like, no woman's gonna be attracted to me if I'm nerdy and I'm into anime and I'm into this and that. The devil is a liar. If that's who you are, if that's how God made you to be, then be that. And guess what? There's a woman out there who is exactly like you, that matches you, that God made perfectly for you. And that's the thing. The people who are meant to be in your life, your soul tribe, they're not going to be able to find you if you're not being yourself unapologetically and fully. So, like I said, people hated Jesus, and Jesus was perfect. So, if people dislike you just for being yourself, so what? They don't matter. If you're not their cup of tea, that's fine. It's 7 or 8 billion people on this planet. Like, if they don't like you, they don't have to pay attention to you. And like I said, the people that God, the people that are meant to be in your life, they're going to love you for who you are. They're going to accept you for who you are. If you have to conform, if you have to filter yourself, if you feel like you have to be more of this or less of that, that's somebody you shouldn't be around. Period, point blank. Yeah. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yes, but that's all I have for you guys today. If you need coaching, if you need help healing, if you need help shifting your mindset, go to my website, www.coachwithkai.com. Ooh, make sure it's in the description box, www.coachwithkai.com. And yeah, book a session with me. And if you have any questions prior, please feel free to ask me if you want to ask any questions prior to booking a session. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. And I'm sorry I didn't respond to the live chat, guys. I get distracted easily. And I'm gonna be real, some of y'all be saying some disrespectful, inappropriate things. So that's another reason why I don't be reading the live sometimes, because I'm like, I don't have the energy. Because, like I said, I got a little Peter in me. So, yeah, I be wanting to make sure I don't say anything crazy and say anything that the Lord wouldn't approve of. So yeah, that's why sometimes I don't be reading the chat, because, like I said, random people who don't even follow me, are not even subscribed to me, randomly find my lives and they just sometimes they say disrespectful, crazy stuff. So yeah, that's why I don't read the chat sometimes, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, the devil is a liar, and I don't even want to allow that energy. And especially when I'm trying to get the message out there, I don't want that type of energy getting into my spirit while I'm trying to deliver the Lord's message. So yeah, but anyways, I love you guys. Like I said, if you need help healing, if you need help shifting your mindset, or if you just need some spiritual guidance, or you just need advice, you need somebody to talk to, check out my website. It'll be in the description box. I think I said that probably like 3 times. So yeah, this is my awkwardness coming out. All right, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.